in the impact zone by the aforementioned Hendry, who has a colossal opportunity ahead of him. A final resolution 1 week from tomorrow in Atlanta. But it's wonderful to welcome him back to commentary.
Once again, the man, the myth, the legend.
Joe, how did it feel to win that Turkey Bowl match at Turning Point?
It felt amazing, not only to get away from the risk of humiliation, but it took me one step closer to once again get into the title picture to become TNA World Champion.
And Nick Nemeth has been paying attention to you this entire time, despite his title defense against Eddie Edwards at Turning Point. He's been watching every move you've made.
Everyone's watching every move I make. You know, when you're in that position, you have to have eyes on the back of your head.
The following is an 8-man tag team match. Introducing team number 1. First from Yucca Valley, California, Frankie Kazarian.
Well, it could be argued that everybody that we're all talking about here should have their eyes on this man right here. Frankie Kazarian, the owner, the man within his very hand right now has that Call Your Shot trophy.
Frankie's been a thorn in my side, but now he has the sword of Damocles hanging over the world title. Oh, here we go.
There you are, King.
I'm sorry about that, Joe.
No, don't you dare. Nobody apologizes for the King.
That's just the running theme of Joe Hendry's here, being interrupted by Frankie Kazarian.
His partners, the team of Judas Icarus, Travis Williams, and the walking weapon, Josh Alexander. They are the Northern Armory.
And we know it'll be yourself, Josh Alexander, Mike Santana, and Steve Maclin in a 4-way matchup. Come final resolution, the winner gets the TNA World title shot at Genesis. Josh Alexander, however, is coming off of a loss in a no disqualifications match against Steve Maclin at Turning Point that night. Icarus and Williams were banned from the building, so Maclin and Alexander, the two battle.
I don't know if you saw that, but Frankie Kazarian came over here and he knocked over our water here.
He does that to me all the time.
Very, very frustrating.
He makes sure he knows.
Their opponent, first from Franklin, Tennessee, he is the world-class maniac, Eric Young!
Eric Young was involved in the Thanksgiving Turkey Bowl match with you at Turning Point, but I thought it was hilarious to see Brian Myers have to don the turkey suit.
You're disgusting, Tom. You know that? Laughing at someone's humiliation.
I would never do that.
Never.
I would never do that.
Sure.
Never do that.
From Atlanta, Georgia, the Octopus, Jonathan Gresham!
Raywald, I'm curious to see how this goes because in the 6-man tag team matches we've seen with Maclin, Young, and Gresham, there's been some miscommunication, especially recently between Maclin and Young. Gresham's trying to play peacekeeper.
Well, we'll see if that's worked as they get another chance to team up here tonight.
From Rutherford, New Jersey, Steve Maclin!
As we saw at Turning Point, this man got past the biggest obstacle in his entire career in TNA, that being Josh Alexander. He is bulletproof, Steve Maclin.
Santana was gone. Hey, y'all. Stay born nasty. The rotten apple don't fall far from the wicked tree. Put the pressure out of misery. It lives in me, but I fight because the light at the end.
I have to say, objectively speaking, you have to look at this and say that the TNA World title picture is just absolutely stacked right now. I'm trying to do commentary. Can you just focus on the match that you have?
And their partner, from New York, Mike Santana!
Joe, to your point, Mike Santana hasn't lost a singles match in TNA in 4 months, and he beat Kazarian at Turning Point. But coming up next, a star-studded 8-man tag team matchup here on TNA Impact.
Bring your best.
We are back here on TNA Impact. We're ready for a huge 8-man tag team matchup, and we are joined on commentary by the global phenomenon, Joe Hendry. Joe, this looks combustible to say the least.
Absolutely. It's an honor to be here. One thing, the only thing I do not like about this is having to deal with Frankie Kazarian.
Oh, come on!
You can see a collection of some of the very best athletes in the world. This shows the depth of the roster that are vying for the TNA World Championship.
So much opportunity in the wake of Turning Point with Final Resolution 1 week away from tomorrow, Friday, December 13th, live on TNA Plus in Atlanta. The team of Young, Santana, Maclin, and Gresham backing off Kazarian and the Northern Armory, and our referee trying to get things under control. We've got more referees out here trying to get this match in the ring.
Well, this one has been chaos from the bell. I mean, so many combustible elements to the points you're trying to make. I mean, think about all the number of people in this very matchup, some on the same team. Everybody who wants a shot at the TNA World title. People, Joe, you're going to have to go through as you want to get back to that championship.
Look, the way that I have to look at this is, yes, look, there's a huge challenge ahead. You look at some of the competitors I'm going to have to go against. You've got Santana, you've got Josh Alexander, you've got Maclin, but the way I see it is I am just one match away from getting that rematch that I believe that I deserve. And I know I can do that when the people believe in Joe Hendry.
Joe, it's fitting that you'll have an opportunity at Final Resolution. As the bell is rung, this match is finally underway. It'll be yourself, Josh Alexander, Mike Santana, and Steve Maclin. The winner of that match moves on to Genesis, Sunday, January 19th, live on pay-per-view and TNA Plus in Dallas, Texas, to compete for the TNA World Championship. I say it's fitting because 11 years ago, you made a resolution. That's what got you into professional wrestling. Is that right?
That is absolutely true. It was New Year's Eve going into 2013, and I decided that January 1st, going into 2013, I would be a professional wrestler. I would live the life of a professional wrestler, and I gave it everything I had, and here I am.
Not an overnight sensation, as many, the likes of AJ Francis have said, and I don't want to spend too much breath on AJ Francis, but I need your comment on this because it's been one of the biggest rivalries in TNA in 2024. Can you believe AJ Francis is challenging Nick Nemeth for the TNA World title at Final Resolution? Kick out.
You know, I can believe it because as much as I dislike AJ Francis, look, we have to be real here. The man is one of the best professional wrestlers on the planet today. He has unmatched power. He is a force to be reckoned with. All jokes aside, he is a serious threat to the TNA World Championship.
But still, can you imagine a world where AJ Francis is our world champion?
I don't want to.
I pray for that world.
I will never hear the end of it if that happens. That is a scary thought.
He told me he was going to invite all of us to scoreboards for the greatest after party ever.
That's in Nashville. Final Resolution's in Atlanta.
Yeah, I know. He was going to fly everybody
Let's
first
go
class.
to Gold Rush. Well, let's be reasonable. Tag has been made. Maclin is legal against Judas Icarus. Just throwing out ideas.
I'm just saying, we could see a hell of a world. And then, if you are fortunate enough to win that fatal four-way, Joe, you might have to go up against AJ Francis for all we know.
Look, AJ is what he is. He is powerful. Have you seen that choke slam of his? When he choke slams you, it feels like you are in the air forever. That said, I know that I have what it takes to beat AJ Francis. So to me, it doesn't matter who it is that I'm going to face. I must complete my mission and become TNA World Champion.
You and I have discussed this, is that you are hoping to face Nick Nemeth for the TNA World Championship, considering everything that happened, the involvement of John Layfield at Bound for Glory.
That would be my preference, because I feel, given what happened with John Layfield, I haven't had my fair shot.
Hold on a second. Steve Maclin has got Williams caught in the crosshairs.
Not done yet.
Oh, but he nearly got Icarus there in the corner. 2/3 of the Northern Armory nearly decimated by Maclin. And look at Maclin go to work.
Maclin clearing house out here. And there, once again, face-to-face with the walking weapon.
Alexander like a vulture trying to swoop in and take advantage against Maclin. Speaking of vultures, leg drop right to the back of the neck by Kaz.
And I was going to say, guys, you're all talking about everything. Whoever wins the title at Final Resolution, whoever wins that #1 contenders match, Joe, everybody's got to have eyes in the back of their head about the Call Your Shot Gauntlet winner, Frankie Kazarian. You remember the guy you tried to make fun of by saying he looked like one of the most handsome men on the planet?
Tried to make fun of. I believe I've been very successful at making fun of Frankie Kazarian.
By comparing him to the award-winning actor Antonio Banderas? Oh, what an insult.
Well, I have to say that leg drop they did was a perfect example of why you do need to be cautious of Frankie Kazarian, because he has a skill of putting himself in the right place at the right time.
Absolutely.
So you're right. He is always a threat.
Kazarian go for a suplex. Oh, might get caught here by Maclin trying to get the victory and a kick out. Oh, big clothesline by Kaz. Kazarian a little frustrated after losing to Santana at Turning Point. This 8-man tag team matchup is just getting warmed up. Stay with us. This match continues here on TNA Impact. Picture in picture. And now look at this, Kazarian instigating things in the opposite corner. And now the Northern Armory and Kazarian teeing off on Maclin.
And Kazarian feeling very, very confident. Able to keep the advantage for his team here. Frankie working so well with the Northern Armory here, but they don't really play well with anybody.
I think he needs to worry a little bit less about coming over to the commentary table and more about focusing on the matchup.
I agree with you. He spends
Well, if
far
Tom
too
would
much.
stop burying him.
Well, he spends far too much time coming over here on commentary when we don't invite him out here. It's another thing with Joe. I mean, it's wonderful to have Joe out here.
I invite him every time. I invite Frankie Kazarian to replace you.
You're responsible for this?
Yes!
I hate you so much.
Oh my God.
See what I have to deal with, Joe?
I know, it's unbelievable.
Now this is Judas Icarus, snapmare to Steve Maclin. Little PK action, kick out at 1, a forearm in the face. Joe, what do you think about what Josh Alexander has assembled in the Northern Armory?
I think that it's the perfect unit. If you look at it, Josh Alexander is the general. He is going in there, and he now has backup. Josh has always been somewhat of a lone soldier, but now with this group, he again, the division is absolutely stacked. And again, that's another thing you have to worry about.
Oh, clothesline there by Kazarian. Maclin kicks out at 1, to your point. Your 4-way matchup at final resolution is no countouts, no disqualifications. Something to think about.
The walking weapon's got a couple sidearms. Wait a second.
Kazarian's going for the chicken wing. Chicken wing here on Maclin. Able to sling away. Kazarian and a tag made. In comes Jonathan Gresham. Gresham shoulders down on Kazarian and a kick out.
Gresham so technically sound here. Let's see if he can tie up Kazarian. Look out!
Oh, cover, and a kick out. All right, Gresham, lightning quick.
And the strength to match it as well. Look at this, roll him up again.
Shoulders down, and a kick out. Oh, and a backstabber by Kazarian.
But just one swift move from Kaz, and it shuts down all the momentum Gresham built up.
Our Kazarian trying to regain control in this matchup here. Oh, big right hand. What was it like having Kazarian as the special guest referee for your title match at Bound for Glory?
You were so lucky.
It's quite frankly horrible, because when you think of Bound for Glory, you think it's going to be this crowning moment in your career, and what you want to do is you just want your fair shot. You want to focus on what is going on, but it's very difficult to do when Frankie Kazarian's your ref.
Tag's been made. Young and Alexander legal. Oh, and a kick right to the face in this star-studded 8-man tag team matchup here. This is our main event of TNA Impact.
And the world-class Maniac continuing to get a little bit of revenge on the walking weapon. Unfinished business between these two.
Young going up top. Oh, and cut down by Judas Icarus of the Northern Armory. And Alexander all over Young. We're joined on commentary by Joe Hendry. You will be in action, of course, at Final Resolution 1 week away from tomorrow. Live on TNA Plus in Atlanta in a 4-way matchup to determine the #1 contender to the TNA World Championship come Genesis next year. How are you feeling about some of the players involved in this matchup?
Well, as I've said before, if you just take a look at the matchup that we have here, this just shows the quality of the wrestling and the wrestlers that we have here at TNA. The division is absolutely stacked. I understand I'm having to go up against the very best. I'm going up against Maclin. I'm going against Santana. I'm going against Josh Alexander. But in my mind, I think about it, I'm one match away from getting back into the mix for the World Championship.
You defeated 6 opponents in a matter of 3 weeks.
Look out!
Knee right to the chest there by Alexander. The setup by the Northern Armory. Kazarian's keeping the referee at bay as the Northern Armory's all over Young.
And Tom, you said it moments ago. At final resolution, a 4-way match, there's technically no disqualification. If Icarus and Williams...
Cover by Kazarian, Young able to kick out.
They could cause even a modicum of this chaos. It may shift things in that matchup, Joe.
Now listen, Frankie Kazarian was the one who was instigating things in the opposing team's corner, and that drew the attention of the referee and allowed the Northern Armory to assault Young.
And now it's Kaz in control. Here's a rivalry renewed from earlier in 2024.
Cover, look to the leg and a kick out. You mean Kazarian stabbing Young in the back earlier on this year. That's what led to the birth of the, quote, king of TNA. Kazarian talking trash at you, Joe.
Yeah, Kazarian is the master of mind games. To speak to your point earlier about distracting the referee, that is what Kazarian does best. He knows where to be, right time, right place, and he bends the rules in his favor. It messes with your head, and it makes it very difficult.
Yeah, he knows how to distract the ref because he's been one of the best refs that this company's ever seen.
Oh, stop it.
Look out.
Go for the pile driver. Now Kazarian looking for fade to black. Oh, hold on, cover. Cover, Young nearly had him.
Back and forth here again. Old friends, old rivals.
Kazarian and Young down in the center of the ring. What a match we have here in our main event. Joe, this is just an example of the competition we've seen all year here in TNA. One of the greatest years in the history of TNA wrestling.
Absolutely. The journey that I've been on, the journey that TNA has been on, the journey we've been on as a company has been unbelievable. You can hear it in the energy in the audience tonight.
Santana makes a tag. Williams is legal. Santana cleaning house. Santana, who will be a part of the 4-way matchup at Final Resolution to determine the #1 contender to the TNA World title at Genesis.
And we talk about how motivated you are in your journey, Joe, but here's a man who's turned his entire life around. In the past few years, we've heard him speak so passionately about becoming TNA World Champion himself, that being Mike Santana.
Absolutely, and you can hear the way the audience responds. They recognize that passion, that athleticism.
Double rolling buck 50. Hold on, here's a cover. Shoulders down, and Santana can't put it away.
And that was just an example of put that passion to work. Mike Santana is an unbelievable athlete. He captivates the people, and he's someone I have to have a close eye on.
Just defeated Frankie Kazarian at turning point. Oh, it's going for spin the block.
Nice.
Alexander saw it coming. Oh, the scud by Maclin delivered to Alexander.
Not the intended target, but I'm sure Maclin not too disappointed in hitting the walking weapon there.
2 legal men here in Williams and Santana. There's up in the clouds. Trying to bridge into the cover. 2 legal men here, and it's broken up by Gresham.
Everything's starting to break down. Chaos ensuing a little bit here.
Icarus and Williams representing the Northern Armory, trying to isolate Santana. Oh, and the big man out of the corner levels them both.
Realist coming back to life here. There's the tag to Gresham back into the fray.
In comes Gresham, a technical wizard. Oh! So what is it like to watch Gresham go to work?
Gresham he is a special, unique athlete. I've faced him many times, and I feel like he's a wrestler.
Cover. Oh, and it's broken up.
Every time that you wrestle Jonathan Gresham, you learn something, you become better. He is, as you say, a technical wizard. He's one of the best technicians to ever lace up a pair of boots.
Open palm strike there by Williams, trying to snuff out that flurry by Gresham. Sent to the corner of Kazarian in the Northern Armory, and Kazarian holds on to Gresham. Oh, it's a miscommunication!
How dare they? That's the king!
Lost his crown there thanks to Icarus. And now Gresham, trying to get to his corner, needs to make a tag. Icarus trying to follow up. Williams able to duck it. Tag made by Alexander. Frequent tags here by the Northern Armory.
Look at back and forth with Gresham. Able to move everybody around the ring, but shut down by the Northern Armory.
Big forearm shiver. Alexander legal on Gresham. Oh, and Maclin breaks it up. Young was there as well.
There's a huge discus forearm there from Josh Alexander.
Oh, and a power slam by Young.
And again, Icarus taking down Young.
And now Maclin with a psycho knee. Oh, there's Travis Williams off of the ropes, levels Maclin. And now Santana. Oh, and he caught him there.
Alexander was looking for the German suplex.
Oh, went for spin the block, and again, Alexander felt it coming. Oh, spinning into the pile driver, cover. Oh, and a kick out somehow by Gresham.
At the very last second, much to the chagrin of Josh Alexander.
So this is just a taste of what you're gonna have to deal with at Final Resolution. How you feeling?
Look out.
This, wow, huge Hurricane Rana there from Jonathan Gresham.
C4 spike there, and a kick out.
This is no surprise. Look, the TNA World Championship is the richest prize in the game. This is what you expect. Athleticism at its very best. I understand the task that's ahead.
The octopus here by Gresham, Maclin and Young holding up Williams and Icarus.
I think Josh Alexander was tapping.
Oh, but the referee distracted by the chaos on the outside. Kazarian with the trophy. Craig Gresham.
That's it.
Alexander gets the pinfall.
Here are your winners, the team of Frankie Kazarian and the Northern Armory.
And that's why you always gotta have eyes in the back of your head when the Call Your Shot Gauntlet winner is in the building.
Why do we as a company allow this? Why do we allow this?
When you're the king, you're the king.
Nonetheless, Joe, the focus is on your opportunity at Final Resolution.
Absolutely, this is a huge opportunity and it's one that I will seize to get back in the title picture.